Hey guys, Mr. Movie. Today we're reviewing Ford V Ferrari. And it was made by James Mangold, and it stars Matt Damon, Christian Bale, a couple other dudes, and yeah. And it is about Ford trying to beat the famous company Ferrari in the Le Mans race that is 24 hours. And yeah, they go through many crazy ways of doing it. They hire people like Shelby Miller and Ken Miles to try to win the race. So, I have been pumped about this movie since the summer. When I saw the first trailer, I went crazy because it's a movie with Christian Bale and Matt Damon, which those are both some of the best actors of all time, easily. And this movie didn't disappoint. It wasn't like the best film of the year, or it wasn't flawless or anything like that, but it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. The stuff I did like about it was the acting. Obviously, Matt Damon and Christian Bale did fantastic jobs acting. Christian Bale was in his last movie, Vice, and he was actually kind of a more chubby dude. And then he got more skinny for this movie, which he is great at, like, shaping his body, because he did it for The Dark Knight, or Batman Begins, and it's actually kind of a funny story, because first he was a little bit of a skinny guy from, what's it called, American Psycho. I know he's actually kind of strong on that, I've heard, but, yeah. But apparently he got too skinny, and then he got too, like, muscly and big, and then it's just right, which is kind of funny, because I feel it was like a month process for that, which is kind of crazy. Something like that. I don't know. But yeah, the acting was really good. I really enjoyed the acting. I didn't think any of the actors in this movie were bad at all. And then the races, they were nail biters. They were really good races. They were filmed fantastically, and yeah, the races were super intense. There was especially the Le Mans at the end of the movie. It was really intense. Just brace yourself for that. He did kind of put some comedic relief in there, so you weren't sweating the whole time. But it was still pretty darn intense. And there was also a race before that was pretty darn intense too. It wasn't as tense as the end scene, but it was still pretty intense. And then I thought the cinematography was really good. They had to move the camera inside and outside of cars, which is a hard task to do. Moving the camera in confined spaces, I know how hard that it could be. And also, they just had really good cinematography in general. So, the only thing I didn't like, the first act. You've probably heard many people complaining about this, and yes, it is a problem. I did not think the first act was too solid. It dragged a little bit. After that, like, it wasn't terrible. It just didn't feel too solid. Usually, the first and the third act are two of the best acts of the movie. And usually the second act isn't as good, but I have to say the first act was probably the worst. Second and third were fantastic, though. I think this was the only thing holding the movie back. That was really it, in my opinion. So, just brace yourself for the first, first act's about like 30 minutes maybe, and then you start getting rolling. So, just brace yourself for that. It's not terrible, though, by any means. It just really starts to pick up after that, and is really good, so. Yeah, but overall, though, give Ford v Ferrari a 92%. I definitely recommend checking it out in the theaters. It is a really good movie, and yeah, see you next time, movie fans.